Hello and welcome back to Ask 9. I'm Becky Phelps, joined here by Emily Schrad.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm happy to be here. I think Jim mentioned the other day that I've been feeling a little under the weather this week, so I've been out on Ask 9. The short version of that is I lost my voice for 3 days. Couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Like, no words. So I was working from home, but I was just obviously not able to do a live stream with you all.
Taking a rest.
Yeah, so we're back, feeling good. Voice is a little bit hoarse, but I promise I'm okay, guys.
Yeah, and it's been going around.
Yeah.
I've had a little bit of it too, so if my voice sounds a little bit off, that's why as well. We're all kind of going through
Yeah,
it.
we'll ask you to bear with us here as we power back up and take our vitamins, and we've got our water bottles here with us
Drink
as well.
lots of water.
Lots of water, guys. Take care of yourselves. Something's going around out there.
Yeah.
But today we are going to talk about a story that you've been working on today about the holiday season and about the surprising impacts, some of the things that people don't think about when it comes to the holidays. We're going to talk about the impact the holidays have on domestic violence, specifically on survivors, people who are experiencing domestic violence. So, Emily, you talked with some experts locally, the Domestic Violence Intervention Program, and they've recently partnered with a new
Yeah, the rape victim advocacy program that happened a while back. They kind of combined forces there. So that's who I spoke with today.
Yes.
Now they tell me they themselves don't usually see a big uptick. It's very steady throughout the year, which is sad as it's happening year round. But there are some things that can elevate domestic abuse this time of year during the holidays. Holidays can be stressful. Everybody knows that, right? No matter what you're going through, the holidays can be stressful. But some of the things that are making domestic abuse a little bit more prevalent this time of year, more people are at home, more people are taking time off, the kids are home from school. There's a lot more time to be around each other. So that's one of the things. And then the expectations around family roles during the holidays are really ramped up. Like, these people should be doing these certain things because it's their place to do them or what have you. And so all of this adds up for less opportunity for people to reach out for help if that's something that they feel safe doing.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. And it also does make sense that maybe the hotline calls wouldn't spike so often because if you do have lots of people in the home, there's probably less of an opportunity to go to the phone and
get away
and make that call. So that also does make sense. I did a couple of quick Google searches trying to see if there was any statistics for this online, and I found a couple of reports that police reports for abuse do jump about 20% during the holidays.
Yeah, and again, it's just that people are around each other more often. There's more opportunity for that stuff to be happening, which, again, it's very sad this time of year because, the holidays, they're supposed to bring joy and fun, but unfortunately that just is happening a little bit more with more people being around each other. Of course, you can always call the hotline if you do have an opportunity to get away. That number, it's we're going to put it up on your screen here really quick for you. It's 800-373-1043. That's if you can get away, if you can get to a safe space where that's not going to be a problem for you. It's a good idea to call that to try to get help.
Yes, again, that number on your screen right now, 800-373-1043, and this is for DVIP specifically,
yes,
right?
Specifically. And there's a national hotline as well, but this one is specifically for DVIP, RVIP. They serve in the Johnson County area and surrounding areas. So if you're here in Eastern Iowa and are needing help, they can help you. And if you call that line, it's going to connect you to an advocate, somebody who can start helping you make a safety plan. Okay, and it doesn't end there, right? You call if you have a sliver of time. That's the first step, is getting the call in. So once you get that call in, you can connect with that advocate, and then they can start helping you make that plan, like I said. And part of that plan can look like meeting a mobile advocate. And so,
what is a mobile advocate?
Yes, a mobile advocate is somebody that can meet you in a place that's not going to tip off your abuser, right? So they're not going to meet you at your home. They're not going to meet you in a place where, your abuser is going to be. This is like, say you're taking your kids to the library or, a church or literally anywhere that you can go to be safe that won't tip off your abuser what you're doing. So once you guys make that plan of saying, yeah, I take my kids to the library every Tuesday and, my abuser is not going to be there. They can meet you there where your kids are going to play. They don't have to be involved in the conversation. They can, be on their own. And then you can just take the time to kind of make that plan and go discuss further what you're going to do to be safe.
Wow. I had no idea they offered that kind of resource.
Yeah. That was something they told me today, and I was like, that seems like such a valuable resource. If you do have, at least some semblance of a schedule going on during the holidays where you can take that time and get to that safe space to make that safe plan, that would be the best way to do it, right?
Yes, and I am so in awe and so, it's incredible to think of all of these different hotlines that remain staffed through the holidays, people that are working to make sure that there is a resource in place. I've talked to a couple of other organizations. I know there's a hotline for if you have a family member who has Alzheimer's, they have a hotline for that. Like, there are so many fantastic local resources for people during the holidays, if you're struggling with something.
Yeah, and important to note, it is staffed during the holidays. It is staffed 24/7. So, if you need to call them at 3 a.m, there's going to be somebody there that's going to answer. And when I was speaking with them today, I asked, so what about texting or social media? Like, if you can't get on the phone, and they say it's preferable to call if you can, because that texting, that social media, that can be traced back. And, even if you delete it, there are ways to find it again, so that it's all just for your safety. So try to call. Calling is the best way to get connected safely.
Okay. So are there any other factors that they mentioned that play into the holidays really kind of being a time where abuse is a little more prevalent?
Right. So we talked about the being more home more often. Yeah. But here in the Midwest, weather is a big thing. Obviously, that's probably not happening in California or Arizona, right? So maybe the being more home is more prevalent because of that in those areas. But weather, of course, we harp on it every time we have a winter storm. If there's a winter storm, don't go out if you don't have to. Don't leave. We see all these pileups on the interstate, on the highways. Weather is so dangerous. So that can be a big reason why people don't want to leave or don't want to try to go to safety, because it's like, if you're leaving, you have to have somewhere safe to go. Somewhere warm to go. You don't know what's going to be open. There are shelters, of course, but they tell me at DVIP their emergency shelter is full 24/7. Since they've opened their extension, it's been full since March of 24. So, they have openings. Obviously, always check with them, but you never know what's going to be open and what's going to be available. So, going out into a snowstorm is not always the safest decision. You might have to wait until some of that dies down, and it just really depends on what that weather is going to be doing.
Absolutely, yeah. I want to read out, I have pulled up here on our website, on our desktop, the National Network to End Domestic Violence. They have some things to look out for, just in case, someone in your life, a loved one, might be experiencing some kind of abuse. Just some things to look out for during this holiday season. If someone's wearing unusual or unseasonal clothing, they could be covering up bruises or marks. Someone is isolating themselves more than they have in the past. A loved one shows up late for plans or cancels at the last minute more so than usual. Again, this is like out of the ordinary behavior. Someone cannot talk on the phone at home, or someone's partner talks over them to the point of shutting them down, or a loved one has a sudden lack of money or access to money, or says that their partner is controlling that money. So that, again, is from the National Network to End Domestic Violence. Just some things to always keep an eye on your loved ones. You never quite know what's going on behind closed doors.
And when I spoke with DVIP and RVAP, they were saying, be that trusted person for somebody. Look out for them. That's a big thing, is making sure they have somebody they can go to trust, because these abusers will make you think that there's no one there for you, that nobody's going to believe you, there's no services out there, no one's going to be able to help you. That's one of their tactics. Power fear is something that they kind of cling on to make the situation worse and continue the situation. So just being there for your loved ones and like looking for all those signs and just being a person that they trust. And again, DVIP, RVAP, if you need resources, they are there for you. They are there available 24/7 on that hotline. We can pull that up once again. It's 800-373-1043. That's available 24/7 if you need help. They are going to help you. And they said every case is different. Nobody's ever going to be the same. So you really have to tell them what you're going through, and they can make a safety plan that works for you.
Emily, thank you so much for joining us here on Ask 9. And your full story that aired, if you were with us during the 5 o'clock newscast, you probably just got her full story. But if you didn't, you can check it out on our website, kcrg.com. And of course, thank you so much for joining us here on Ask 9. If you have any questions you'd like us to look into, shoot us a message on Facebook, send us an email, or head over to the page on our website for Ask 9. You can send in a message on that webpage. Have a great evening.